by measure from men demand full measure. What does that mean? You tell me. And when they have to give you by measure or weight, to men give less than do. Oh, okay.
What?
And they think they not that they will executed for a reckoning. Okay. On the great day. I mean, just tell them, shame on you to do, to cheat. That's it. Cheating is haram. And then we find that Muhammad is the biggest cheater. His wife, she go for 5 minutes to visit her family. She come back home. She found Muhammad having the legs of the slave up, and he is doing boom boom to her in the bed. So Muhammad is a very conservative person. He don't like people to cheat when they buy and sell, but he don't mind to torture you to know where you hide your money. He don't mind to go to your house, steal your wife from you, flirt with your wife when she is married to you. But he's very good in not cheating when you buy from somebody else. If you cheat, you will go to hell, okay? So this Quran is useless, meaningless. And if you speak Arabic, actually, this is the funny part of it. You will see how stupid it is. كلا إن كتاب الفجار لفي سجين.
It doesn't make sense.
What the heck? What is that, Muhammad? وما أدراك ما سجين. And you don't know what is سجين, huh? Don't you? Look at this language. Look at the stupidity. What will make you know what is سجين? Do you guys know what candies mean? Who knows what candies mean? No one knows what candy means save Allah. So, this is just a silly, stupid talk, meaningless, useless. And there's no connection even between the verses, and there's no reason for the verses anyway, And then, from the one who cheat in the weight to the one who says suddenly, those fairy tales. What is the connection? And then he repeat the same thing. You will be in heaven, and this heaven, paradise, you will be the light, okay? And you will bear witness those who they are nearest to Allah, i.e. the angels, you will be close to them. And then, brother, you will be sitting on couches, and you have pillows. His translation here is very silly. Let's change his translator, this idiot. I don't know who his translation is. This is Hilalian Khan. I think this guy, he was using Google when he translated mostly. Let us see the other idiot, Yusuf Ali. This guy is too. I think maybe they are copying Yusuf Ali, because there's no throne there. Araik is not a throne, but a bunch of idiot. Let us change the translation. Yeah. Shakir. Let us see. This guy, he make it a throne too. You see, I mean, how stupid it is to say that the Muslims in heaven, they will be sitting in on the throne. If Allah is the only king there, what a throne. I mean, what's wrong with those Abdul? Look, the throne became a couch. There's a huge difference between a throne and a couch. I mean, don't they notice that when you say that the Muslims will be sitting in their thrones, that means you are making them equal to Allah, because Allah is sitting in a throne. And the Arabic is so clear. I mean, there is nothing to do with the thrones. Araik. It's a high place, high cushion. It's not even a couch, actually. And they will be sitting there gazing. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, look how amazing it is. Don't you dream to be sitting in the top of a little high cushion, and you will be looking? I mean, isn't this is the dream of every one of us?
Instead of the floor.
Isn't this is what heaven is about? So look at the promises, look at the language. And then
you'll be on couches in heaven.
Will know in their faces the radiance of the light. So now you are sitting in the couches and now you are delighted because you have a couch.
And you're given drink of a pure wine.
Anyone have that? No. يسقون من رحيق مختوم. They are given to drink of a pure wine sealed. Where is wine and where is sealed? What those guys are talking about?
Whose seal is musk?
رحيق. Change the translator again. I mean, this is what you need to do with those Arab translation or translators. You will be, this is rahiq is the wine. Because the Quran says in different places they will be drinking wine, so the Muslims, they have to fix it, so we have to give them wine here. Let us see.
And the lust thereof will be
this guy is coming with the word rahiq as wine too.
What is
rahiq,
that?
is when the bees, they go to the flowers. You know what they call it? You collect the nectar. The nectar. So the rahiq is, let us say, as the sweet nectar of the flowers. Have nothing to do with wine. So why those people, they are saying it is wine? Because that would be funny. Or this is the drink, or let us say this is the food of the bees. It's not something you can eat anyway. It's not something you can drink. The nectar, the pure nectar, is the bees going around collecting the nectar from the flowers or any whatever object, and then they carry it with their tongue into the hives, and then there is a process to make it honey. So how in the world this became wine? Look, other than they are saying wine, they will be given to drink pure sealed wine. Why is that? Let me go and see. So we just for a love, chapter 83, verse 25. Okay, this is Ibn Kathir. All right, let us see here. Okay, I get one more boom, and all right, here, boom. All right, okay, here we go. Ibn Kathir is coming with the same thing, saying they will be given drink from wine of paradise. You can copy right now the word rahiq, and you will see that the word rahiq the meaning of it is the nectar of the flower. Actually, let me type it here in Google. All right, here we go. We put the word rahiq, and then we click translate English. What the flower, the nectar, the nectar, as you see. The bees suck the nectar. This is rahiq. How in the world the rahiq became wine? If there's any Muslim can tell us how this is happening? But because Muhammad in different verses, he promised them wine, the Muslims, they have to come with this and say, oh, this is the wine, must be the wine. He is not saying wine, he is saying nectar. And actually, if you remember, there is a two author, they make a study for the Quran in Aramaic language. And they are from Germany. And they say that the word hur mean grape. Hur mean a grape.
White grapes. So you're going to get white grapes in Jannah.
And look like maybe they are right. Because here,
The
he
Huris.
promised them nectar, not
Yeah,
wine.
possibly.
Let me see if all of them agree, trying to cover up. By the way, you can just copy this. You can copy it and paste it in Google Translation, and you will see it is nectar. The word rahiq always means nectar. As simple as that. And as you see, we showed you even the dictionary, Islamic dictionaries, you know. But I think the Muslims, Muhammad here, he stole his part from a poetry of Imru al-Qais. Imru al-Qais, he mentioned the word when he speak about drinking, but the word does not mean wine. But this is a poet man. He is saying that the best of the wine he drink is rahiq, but it's not a wine really. So, and here, if this is true, that's mean Muhammad is stealing from Imru al-Qais again, his poet. No? Actually, I can try to find the poet of Imru al-Qais. Let us see if I can find it. I'm sure we can find it somewhere. And you know, if you remember, we mentioned before that Muhammad always he steal he steal his books. Yeah, here we go, I found it. Obviously, this is where the Muslims are coming with their conclusion from the poet of Imru al-Qais, and this is where Muhammad maybe he stole the words. He is using it. In Arabic we call it kinaya, which means you say a word but you mean something else. Let's see. Yeah. This is the point of Imru al-Qais. I just found it. And here you will see how Muhammad he stole the meaning, not the direct meaning, the meaning of a poet man. And this is why the Muslims they come that this is the wine. Imru al-Qais, the funny is that even the Muslims are explaining the verse, they are quoting Imru al-Qais poet. Can you believe it? The Muslims are explaining the verse, saying that the word rahiq mean the best of the wine. Allah, he said, they are going to be drinking from rahiq makhtoom. وقال إمرؤ القيس. Imagine they are quoting the poet of Imru al-Qais to prove the meaning. Can you believe it? This is the verse from the Quran. And as you see, Google translation translated right away as nectar because this is really the meaning. It is nectar. This is not wine. Never was wine. But because Imru al-Qais, a great Arabian poet man, very famous, he said that in one of his poet line. And as you see, the Muslims are saying, yes, well, and Imru al-Qais, he said right away to explain it, how in the world nectar became a pure wine? Well, because Imru al-Qais, he used it to describe his wine. And I find it very funny that the Muslims could not find a meaning of a verse or a word in the Quran because it doesn't make sense. Or nectar is nectar and wine is not a nectar. Never was. You know, there's a huge difference between wine. Wine is made from a grape. You see, if wine is made from nectar, I will say, well, you know, wine is made from nectar and this is why it's called this way, maybe because it's coming from there. But it's not coming from nectar, you know. Nectar is something the bees collect, specifically the bees, from the flowers. Is the wine made from the flowers? So he copied from Imru al-Qais, a poet, and this is why the Muslim, they go back to the poet, not to the dictionary. And this is why they add words into the dictionaries, because later they say, well, as long this is what it's meant in the poet of Imru al-Qais, well, obviously this is what it's meant in the Quran. So now the word nectar became pure wine. And here you ask yourself, when the Quran, as long as it's a pure wine, I want people to focus with me. As long as the Quran, it says a pure wine. Correct? This is what they are saying in translation, pure wine, right? And this is what Ibn Kathir is saying. But isn't it the Quran says that the Muslims, they will have wine mixed with zanjabil? Is it pure or mixed? Do you see it? If the other verse saying it's a pure wine, very simple. How here it became mixed with zanjabil, with ginger? Do you see the contradiction? Either they will have a pure wine, or they will have a mixed cocktail of wine and ginger. And this is stupid. Why in the world do you want to mix ginger with wine? I mean, that's really weird. But because those Arab, they use ginger for their tea. They are used to it. So Muhammad, he knew how dear the ginger for them. So he promised them that your wine there will be mixed with ginger. And this is a proof that the other verse, it cannot have the word, the meaning of wine, unless Muhammad, he meant really to say it's about wine. Then that will be a total contradiction, because how it says there that is going to be pure wine, and here it says is not going to be pure wine. You know, which one? See, the word pure, it's something we cannot skip. You know, this is what they are, I mean, with the translation, and all of them, they agree with the word pure. And the pure is not mixed. You know? So this is a contradiction. But anyway, the chapter here has zero meaning. There's no meaning really. It doesn't give anything really important to anyone. And it is repeating the same thing Muhammad, he said many times. And you ask yourself, why in the world Allah keep repeating the same thing? Look, he just said you will be sitting in your couches, and you will be reclining, right? Okay. Then you go down a little bit, he's saying the same thing again. And look, in the day, when you are in heaven, the Muslims will do bully to those who did not go and make it to heaven. This day, it is those who believe, who have love of the disbelievers, on high couches gazing. The bully. What is that? Is that really a good ethic even? Is that a good ethic? You know, somebody is a sinner, we should be sad for him, right? I mean, sorry for him. Not laughing at him, making fun of him, bully. So what you will be doing sitting in the throne, in your couches or your pillow, which is very high, you will be laughing at other people. Anonymax saying, I want to ask if Islam wine is from God and you don't get drunk in heaven. Yeah. Well, the funny is that wine anyway, you see how much wine Muhammad he speak of? But wine, according to the Quran, is from the act of shaitan. So how the wine is from the act of shaitan, and then the heaven is full of wine. And by the way, here Muhammad is again copying from St. Paul about gamblers, drunk, liars, etc. They will not go to heaven. You know, Muhammad, as usual, he copied. But why wine is from shaitan, and then why wine is in the heaven? Either it is satanic or it is not. Because wine is wine, doesn't matter where the location is. So is it from God or it's from shaitan? And, why Allah, see the Muslim, they say to you, well, Allah did not forbid wine from the start, because he wanna make the Muslims come to obedience in steps, because it's very hard to say to someone stop drinking. But this is very funny, because here we go, he just did. What steps? What steps? You are actually promoting the wine in different verses, saying wine is a sign from Allah. If you remember once, there's a funny Abdul, he called me, and he supposedly he claimed that he can challenge me. So I asked him a question, simple question: is wine bad or good? He don't understand. Christian Prince, stop interrupting me. Is wine bad or good? They don't dare to answer, because the Quran says wine is good. So is it bad or it is good? Which one? The Quran not only say it is good, the Quran claimed that wine is a sign from Allah. It's a miracle from Allah. And when we confront the Abdul with this, he says, where it says it's a sign from Allah, like it's in front of you. No, it doesn't say that, CB. You are lying. It doesn't say that. Where? Therein, indeed, is a sign for people who have wisdom. Sign from who? You're lying. It doesn't say that, like it's in front of you. So how wine is from shaitan, from the act of shaitan, from the work of shaitan, and then we find wine making people drunk is a miracle. See, here I noticed something very funny about Muhammad. You remember the first sign Jesus did? The first sign, which is recorded in the Bible, which is
Change water into
turning
wine.
the water into wine. So look what happened. Jesus, he turned the water into wine. Muhammad, he claimed that is a sign from Allah. But he's not talking about the wine of Jesus now. He's talking about the wine in Mecca. So the one who really make miracles is Jesus. And the miracle of Muhammad, he claimed that wine is a miracle from Allah. Look how they get drunk, brother. Don't you see? You bring the guy, he's okay. You give him a couple of cups, he loses his mind. It's a sign from Allah, miracle, brother, miracle. You know? Do we have any Muhammadan? I think the title is making few people come over here. So this is the first time we get 611. I think it's just a title. The title and the picture. You see, people, they are like bees, They like titles and pictures. This is why you see
titles, sensational titles.
Sometimes let's say I have time. I want to watch a movie in YouTube. So you search like a movie, and then you will find a movie have a woman showing her breast. That will have the highest hits. But I know right away that this movie is a scam. There's no movie there. It's a fraud. Because they put the picture there so you can click. If the movie is good, you do not need that picture there. Obviously, this picture is for the for the rats. But the human being never changed. Still the same. He is attracted to pictures. That's why the Muslims, they try to provide a nice pictures about Islam. Like when a Muslim is debating a Christian, the Muslim, they will put in the background like a music supposed to, because they want you to believe that this is a holy thing happening now. It's a holiness. They could not find holiness of Muhammad except speaking about his penis, except having sex with the children. So they try to add echo to the Quran, try to add background and music to the verse. You look at the moon, you look at the Prophet, there's a music behind him. You look at the moon, you look at the Prophet. I thought the music is haram. You look at the moon, you look at the Prophet. So this is how silly this stupid Quran. But in order to make you think that it is something holy, we have to add some sound effect, visual effect, to bring the effect of holiness, which does not exist in this Quran. Right? Do we have any Abdul? Yeah, but obviously a picture is making a difference, as you see in the title, because people, they will think, okay, this guy is just going to talk about my book in Romanian, and most of people, they are not even Romanian, so why they would be here. All right? Anyone have a question? As you see, we don't have really a topic today. It's just, sharing some thought. We will try to come maybe either today, later, or maybe tomorrow, and speak of more things. Anyone? Any Muhammadan? There's a Muhammadan challenged to debate me. Well, he is so brave to the point he don't dare even to come and say, I challenge you. All of them, they challenge me. But then nobody show up. Hey, challenge, Christian friends, okay? Hey, challenge. Okay, well, give us your Skype, I will call you. You do not need even to come here. We accept all the challengers. The only thing I fear is a mosquito. It's so small you can't smash. So you don't have that privilege, Abdul. You are small, but not that small. I can see you, Like a mosquito, you don't know where the mosquito is coming from. Where is the mosquito? Oops, she didn't bite me, So, In a challenge, Christian Prince, I challenge, I'm willing to fly to America, okay, if Christian Prince, coward, he don't accept, like, okay. We get it, Samita, we get it. Are you promoting for the guy now? Are you promoting for him? Maybe you are the same guy who is promoting for himself. Never come here and tell me there's a guy challenging you. That is a sign that you are being silly and stupid too. Because first you are promoting for Abdul channel. Secondly, if somebody want to challenge a person, he come and he speak to him. He don't make a challenge, he do it. We do not need to make a drama about it, Part Rahman, well, as long as you are a fan of him, well, I will send you to him. First, secondly, why Matthew and, but I will answer you about your question, why Matthew and Luke have different genealogies of Jesus. That's very normal. I can say right now that Jesus is the son of David without mentioning certain names, or I can add more names, but still it's the same. Both are exist. I can mention that Jesus is a son of David through Joseph, or I can mention that Jesus is son of David through Mary. You are silly like the stupid who you carry his name. And actually, this Barat or Borat, as long as you mention his name, I can say that he is mentally ill. Actually, if we go here, and this is where Mimi Hijab was doing an interview with him, you will see that this guy is suffering from mental illness. He might be smart a little bit, but obviously he is suffering from mental illness. I will show you. When somebody laughs, and he have an evil laugh, okay, we'll go here, where he mentioned that. Let's see.
Is without contradictions. That has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we...
Well,
Gabriel,
hold on.
Has mentioned if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
if a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
that we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
What is halal?
Urinates in their
I
ears.
really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.
Do you see how he laughed? Do you see how he laughed? Let us say you are a person who don't believe in Jesus, right? And this is why this is ridiculous. This is a very evil person in his heart. He is possessed. If you are a professional and you are not, you don't believe in Jesus anyway. Jesus means nothing to you. But why you are laughing about crucifixion of a person? You are just saying he thought that he is the Messiah. And here you see how stupid he is, because if you're an atheist, you don't believe that there's a Messiah is coming anyway. So what do you mean he thought? If there's a Messiah is coming or not? If you say there's a Messiah, it's truly coming, that's when you're a believer. If you say there's no
There
Messiah
will be
is
a
coming,
Messiah,
that's when you're
except
not
Jesus
a believer.
wasn't.
So when you
Exactly.
say he thought
He thought he
that
was
he is the
Messiah.
Messiah, that is a contradiction for you being an atheist. At the same time, this laugh is about what? Why you are laughing? And it's evil, it's ugly laugh.
the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.
You know, Muhammad is saying, his name is Ahmed Saruri, saying تفسير القرآن من اختصاص العلماء لا الجهلاء. Okay, Ahmed, how are you, Ahmed? So guys, the interpretation of the Quran is the specialty of the scholars, not ignorant. But your prophet is ignorant. And now if I show you what the scholars they said, you will say, I don't accept their interpretation. You want to challenge me? Do you want to challenge me, Mr. Ulama? Big mouth. The second you encounter them with their stupid scholars, they will say, we don't accept the scholars. Ah, here we go. This is your scholar, Ibn Kathir. Is he a scholar? No, he's not now. Huh? In a second, you will change your mind. You will say he's not. You will say he's not even a Muslim. You might even say he's a Jew. I might even hear you saying that he is a Hindu. This is Ibn Kathir giving interpretation for the Quran, saying the following. Proceeding from between the backbone and the ribs, chapter 86, verse number 6 and 7. Meaning the backbone of the man and the ribs of the women. So sperm is coming from the backbone of the man and the ribs of the woman, which is referring to her chest. So Hayb, etc., Ibn Bishr, whatever his name, reported from Ikrimah, who narrated from Ibn Abbas, tomato, that he said, proceeding from between the backbone and the ribs, backbone of the man and the ribs of the women, it is a fluid, yellow and fine in texture. The child will not be born except from both of them. Are you there, Mr. Scholar? Here we go, this is your scholar. This is your scholar. Now he will say, I don't accept the scholars. That is really a disaster. My religion is messed up. Scholars are not good. Somebody's asking where is the book in Romanian. The link is down in the info, my friend. You can click there and you can download. All right? And don't forget to share the books. It's for free for everybody as a gift from me. So those Muhammadan, if a Christian prince he read for them, you will see the comments saying you are lying. I show them in their screen. And by the way, Ibn Kathir in Arabic have nothing to do with Ibn Kathir in English. What does that mean? If you remember, there's once a woman from Germany, she called me a long time ago. I was reminded by this because I saw a video of like 126,000 view in it, where a woman from Germany, she called me and she said that Christian prince is lying about the satanic verses, right? They said to her, where in Ibn Kathir it says what he's saying? Where in Ibn Kathir it says what he is saying? If you go to Ibn Kathir in English, you don't see it. So what happened? Ibn Kathir in English have nothing to do with Ibn Kathir in Arabic. Usually, and I'm surprised by the way that this line is there here, because usually they delete anything will bring embarrassment to Islam. Like the satanic verses. So if we go right now and search for satanic verses here, about Al-Gharani, this is a chapter 22, verse number 52. The video is there. I don't know if you have it. You can watch it. So they say to her, he's lying. It's not there. Go read in Ibn Kathir. We cannot find it. Right? And the way they do it is simply go to Ibn Kathir in English. All right. So the Quran says, chapter 22, verse number 52, never did we send a messenger or a prophet before, but the Quran throw in his whatever. So actually the Quran confirmed that Muhammad, he received satanic verses. So how you deny it? However, if we go right now, and this is Ibn Kathir in English, 22, 52, we will not find the story about Muhammad speaking about the three daughters of Allah and their intercession is a must. Where it goes? This is a translation. You see, when somebody translate, he translate. You don't add words. You don't take off words. Right? You don't add words. If the verse saying in front of us that shaitan he throw, that means shaitan he throw. If the Ibn Kathir saying in the Arabic book that the prophet he recite the three daughters of Allah, their intercession is a must, and then he bow down and they bow down with him when worshipping them. We should put that as it is in the Quranic, in the English translation. But if we go right now, we will not find it. But if we go in the Arabic, we will find it. Isn't it amazing? This is why I say to you, you cannot really debate Muslims based in your own knowledge, which you learned from books printed by Muslims. Like now, if I want to debate a Muslim and only I speak English, I have no other way to know that this is really not what Ibn Kathir is saying. They took it off. They delete everything. Where is the story? I cannot find it. And actually you will see that explaining the story here about the satanic verses, it's just a few lines. Look, how many lines? 3 lines, 4 lines. But if you go in the Arabic Ibn Kathir, which is the book of Ibn Kathir, the rest is just a translation, Let us show you Ibn Kathir translation. Give me a second. This is why always I say to you, you have to be careful. Debating the Muslim, the Muhammadan, is not a debate. It's a game. Because even if someone he translate, you see, how even you accept him as a translator when he is cutting off pages? How in the world you accept that? So I will go to the official government website of the government of Jordan. In front of you. Chapter 22, verse number 52. And then we will choose Ibn Kathir. Here we go, Ibn Kathir. Click display. And you will see how huge and how long the translation, the interpretation is. And not only that, you will find that the first line in the top, from the beginning of the interpretation, speaking about the 3 daughters of Allah, right away, not later. The first line, Ibn Kathir, explaining the verses, right away he speak about the 3 daughters of, and here Ibn Kathir is trying to refute. Ibn Kathir, by the way, is like a YouTuber these days, trying to refute the Christians. And according to him, this is not accepted, There is many reported it, but it is, they say it's a mursal. But who care? Why you take it off? Why you take it off from the translation? Same time, According to you, it is rejected. According to the rest, it is accepted. This is why it's there. Who are you? Ibn Kathir. And the funny is that Muhammadan, they say, if somebody came 200 years after Jesus, we don't accept him. How many years your prophet came after Jesus? How many years Ibn Kathir, he came after Muhammad? Almost 800 years after Muhammad. So how the one who came long before Muhammad, like At-Tabari, long before Ibn Kathir, is not accepted for you now, and you want to accept Ibn Kathir? Same time, at least be honest and say what Ibn Kathir is saying. So here, this is Ibn Kathir. The first line, you translate to English. I will do it in front of your eyes. The first line from the beginning, it says, this is here the story of Al-Gharaniq, the three daughters of Allah. You see it? Many commentators. Who are those commentators? Muslims, scholars, have mentioned here the story of Al-Gharaniq and the return of many immigrants. Many of those, they went to Ethiopia, because now Muhammad and the Muslims and the pagans, which are Muslims too, they are worshipping the same God, and they are worshipping the three daughters of Allah. Why they came back? This is how bad it was, because obviously this is not one incident. If the news went all the way to Ethiopia, it took a long time, and it was practiced for a while. Why? Because Muhammad, he said that when Muhammad, he was praying, and this is Ibn Kathir saying, quoting what other scholars they say. When the Messenger of Allah was praying, he said, have you considered Al-Lat al-Uzza and the last, the Manat? Okay? And their intercession is to be requested or needed. And then he bowed down, and they bowed down with him too. But look, all of this, we cannot find one word of it. Look how long this page is. Look, all of this is about the daughters of Allah. Look, all of this. You go down, the page is so long still. All of this. And then the page is 3 pages, not only this. After all of this, you will find that here still we have in page number 1. And there's page number 2. And there's page number 3. All of this cannot be found on the Arabic translation. It's gone in the English translation. Where is the story? The first line should be in the translation is the same about what we mentioned, that they bowed down to the three daughters of Allah. But we don't even find the mentioning of the three daughters of Allah here. Nowhere. So do you understand why you cannot consider Muslim books to learn Islam? You cannot. 3 pages from the Arabic book of Ibn Kathir are deleted. Yeah, this is Ibn Kathir in Arabic. I'll give it to you. And this link, as you know, as I told you, this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. You can go down in the bottom and you can contact them if you want. This is why Muslims, Muhammadans, when they see somebody who speaks Arabic, they skip the person. When he decided to debate, it was a big mistake. And he's Shahrukh.